because I was so excited about all the things that were in there. We actually put all those things on the thumbnail because we thought that would be attractive to people, but it just bombed. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it is not true that the more money you spend on a video, the better it will perform. There's other aspects here. So we spent months trying to change the title, change the thumbnail. We tried to make it more mysterious. And then eventually 6 months later, we ended up with a title that was "This Mystery Box Left Me Speechless." We didn't have any sort of signals on the thumbnail that included all the cool things that were in there. We just made it so curiosity driven that you kind of had to click to see what was inside. And then seriously, 2 days later, it just skyrocketed. Even though it was like 6 months old, it finally took off. And that taught me a lot about thumbnails and titles. And it had us as a crew really deep dive into the world of titles and thumbnails. And that's one of the shames about YouTube. It's like your video success relies so much on your title and thumbnail. If it's long form video, if it's shorts, it's different. Your success on shorts relies on the first literal second of your video. But in long form, you could have the best video in the world. If it's not a great title and thumbnail, it's never going to get clicked on. It's never going to get pushed out by YouTube. So we dove into the world of titles and thumbnails, so much so that I pay $20,000 a year to be in a YouTube mastermind group with people who are associated with some of the top YouTubers in the world, so that I can learn more about that, like just those specific things. And it's been by far some of the best ROI that I've ever had with anything I've ever spent, because you learn these things. And what I do now is like try to pass a lot of that forward. I share a lot of what I learned from those kinds of places. Like I had a YouTube workshop with Dan, my producer, at Card Party, to just teach this community. Because if we can all create better content, I think that just makes the entire space better. There's no reason for me to keep that a secret. So anyway, that was just one example, the mystery box, into sort of like what the importance is of YouTube titles and thumbnails are. Yeah. And you felt that too as a creator as well, I'm sure.
Well, it very specifically, very similar to that. I mean, again, I've never really been very consistent with this, and I haven't put in a lot of that time and effort to truly do it the right way. But I had a first edition base set Charizard opening sitting on YouTube for years. And it, got a couple thousand views or something like that when I first posted it, and it died. It just stopped. As it sat there again for, I think at the point, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, I was hanging out playing like Call of Duty with Lootbox TV. If you remember them, they used to do Pokemon.
I do remember.
They're mostly sports now. But John, he was like, dude, you have this sweet video. You need to do this, this, and this. And change up the tags, change up the title, change up this. Overnight, 50K views. And then over the course of like a week, it hit 150,000. And it's still sitting at that. I could probably change it up again and reinvigorate a new bump in views. But yeah, he used, I think, vidIQ or something at the time, which I was going to ask what tools do you use for it, but you're at the level of mastermind classes now. Yeah, it's unbelievable how you could just repurpose, I guess not repurpose content, but go back to old content, change up titles, change up thumbnails, and really grow your channel that way. I mean, it's so easy to just post something and let it sit there forever and never touch it again. That's something that a lot of people don't know about the YouTube space, and with content creating being so popular now with Pokemon, I think it's really important to educate people so that we do have good content coming out. I missed that part of Card Party. I meant to be there, but I don't know what happened. There's always something happening.
I mean, there was always something going on for sure. Yeah. And again, we'll get into that later.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip, be sure to check out the full video podcast right here. And every Thursday, we drop a new podcast that premieres on YouTube here live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to subscribe and comment down below which guest you'd like me to have on next.